Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good day. So welcome back to Rapid Modeling class. First of all, I would like to apologize for uploading this video, this lecture a bit late. Okay, for this for the last week, this week and next week, I'm having or conducting a workshop for outsiders. So I'm not available during the class time, but I will upload a video or a demo, a lecture or a demo. Depends on the times that I'm allowed to. Okay, so for the past few weeks, you are playing around with a white foam or a blue foam, okay, like this. Okay, so this is part of idea visualization or part of doing mockups. Okay, during when you are doing ideations or design process. Okay, part of it after you doing your market research, after you are doing user profiling, after you did your ideation sketches, and now you need to come out with a prototype. So the conventional or the traditional method of producing a prototype is using a white foam or blue foam, or even if you want to go for a final one, you can go for the green foam, which is you're gonna do it later in the future. Okay, but the other way is using a rapid prototyping. So what is rapid prototyping? So today that I gonna introduce you guys to what is a rapid prototyping and the usage around it. Okay, so let's go to the slide. Okay, so all right. Okay, so what is rapid prototyping actually? Okay, so rapid prototyping. All right, okay. Rapid prototyping is okay, as you can see, the statement is the automatic construction of three-dimensional or physical object using solid freeform fabrication directly from a computer-aided design. So what does it mean? Means that rapid prototyping is a process of producing a 3D object, okay, directly from computer. Means what? Means that from your idea, you can translate it into 3D file or 3D modeling, okay, in the computer, and then from the computer you can print it out, okay, or okay, you can produce it using such a machine to produce an object. Okay, so previously you have a white foam like this, but if you are using rapid prototyping, you can produce an object using a computer. Okay, you do a model, you create using a Rhino or 3D Max whatsoever, and then you print it out. Okay, something like this. So other words, rapid prototyping will consider as a 3D printing. Okay, so again, directly from the computer, from the CAD, okay, computer aided design, 3D software, you produce such a nice and detailed model, and then you produce it using a 3D printer to come out with an actual 3D object like this. Okay, so next is this technology also refers not only for this kind of 3D printing. Okay, what I'm holding now is a Star Wars spacecraft that being printed using FDM printers. Or if you are aware, in ID we do have a 3D printing workshops. Okay, over here we have FDM technology printers, which is fuse deposition modeling. Okay, and this technology, okay, this rapid prototyping or 3D printing is not just using this kind of technology or system. You have a lot, okay, at least 11 process, a big group, okay, that currently being used. Okay, previously they have a lot more, but now I think in 2020 they narrowed down to about 11 technology that being categorized in the 6 group that that I can discuss later on. Okay, and this technology not just can produce such an accurate, a beautiful object like this, or even this car, okay, but also can create a complex that other technology cannot be done. Okay, I think the even the closest one is a CNC machine where they use a subtractive technology, which is they cut it out. Okay, for example, the wheels, the sport rims in the car. Okay, they use technology, CNC. Okay, milling, drilling. They cut out, they mill, they drilling out all parts from the chunk of titanium, okay, or aluminium, to produce such a wheel. So that technology they call subtractive. Okay, but this one, rapid prototyping, or even chip off already, or 3D printing technology is additive manufacturing, means that they add stuff layer over layer to create an object. Okay, so how these 3D printers work. Okay, doesn't matter whether they use a liquid form or plastic form or a powder form. Okay, they will build it layer by layer. Okay, a thin layer. That's why if you notice this model, okay, have a line, because it's construct layer by layer. It melts the plastic like a hot glue gun, layer it on the platform, layer upon layer, to create an object. All right, so it doesn't matter whether it use filament, a plastic, a polymer, whether it use resin, or even they use powder or metal itself. Okay, in a powdered manner, the process is still the same. They are building layer over layer. Okay, so next is, so what is the advantages of this technology? Okay, so first of all, you can directly print whatever idea that you might think of, as long as you manage to do that in computer. Okay, in 3D, excuse me, in computer aided software. Okay, you can print it like this. You can print a skull. This is a 3D printed skull. Okay, or you can do like this. Okay, a fish, or even a prototype that your seniors create. Okay, you paint it nicely to become a mock-up, a final mock-up. You put a decal to make sure you finalize the idea to present properly. Okay, so whatever that you might think of, that you able to do it in 3D software, you can print it out. Okay, it's also fast and inexpensive. Okay, last time, 20 years back or 15 years back, 3D printing is very expensive, even though for a very basic object and material. But now, a lot of companies come out with their printers. A lot of company come out with the material and stuff. It become cheaper and cheaper. And of course, imagine if you want to produce this 20 years ago, you need to go to the prototype company or a modeling company and ask them to produce this. They will charge you a lot. Okay, for example, a basic shape of if I cannot recall it, Moderna's used to send to create a prototype outside. okay, and they spend fortune, okay, thousands of ringgit to produce a model. But now we can use just a 3D printer to print out the mock-up, to print out the body kit and such, to just to replicate the actual shape, the actual size that designer emphasizes. Okay, so it's also decreased amount of operation time. Means the what? If you are doing this, okay, if you are doing this, you need to spend time, hours to create, to carve, to cut, okay, everything. But by using 3D printer, once you're done with a 3D modeling, you just print it, put it in the computer, in the 3D printer, click print, and then you just leave it for a while, 1 hour, 2 hours, or maybe longer than 24 hours. And the print will print it out nicely. Okay. You are not wasting your time. You are not spending time building this, but you can spend your time to do other things. Okay, so it decreased the operation time. And then it's also, you as a designer and the engineer has the power to go several iteration and adjustment evaluation. Excuse me. Okay, if you're doing this, okay, if I ask you to adjust, okay, you need to spend time to do, to cut, to send, or worse, you need to create another one. But in 3D printing or rapid prototyping, you just do the adjustment in the 3D file. No need to waste time, no need to waste money to use another material to print it out, okay? Sorry, to produce it. But what you can do is you just do adjustment, you just do some changes in the software, in the 3D, and then you can print it out straight away, okay? So that's the how powerful, or that you can control this kind of production. All right, so the usage, excuse me, okay, so what's the other purpose of using this rapid prototyping? Okay, the first one is to check the feasibility of design concept. Okay, what's the feasibility, how people use it, how people, is it easy to use, how to hold it, how to, so while when you're producing this kind of prototype, you can check how the product being felt, being hold and stuff. So conduct test and evaluation. Same goes to the feasibility. You can test whether the fitment or not. Okay, going to the assess of the fitment. Okay, so whether the product or the housing or the casing that you create, for example, you are creating a casing for this phone, for this camera, or casing for your phone. Okay, all right. You can test first whether it fits or not. All right. And then to promote concurrent product development. So concurrent means that you can produce it or you can predict a lot of it in the same time. For example, in this 3D workshop, we have 6 printers. So if you need to produce 6 copies of model or prototype, you can print 6 objects in one time. Rather than if you are using conventional prototype, okay, conventional, you need to create or you need to carve 6 model again and again and again. But if you are using rapid prototyping, okay, you can put all the files in the printer, each of the printer, and print it in the same time. All right. Okay, so the next is cost estimation. Of course, when you want to print, okay, when you want to print, you need to have a slicer software that I will discuss later on. This software will estimate how much you're gonna need for the material. Okay, how long is gonna need, or how what is the weight of the material that that the printer that required in order to produce your. So you can estimate the cost of your prototype. And of course, the last one, to make more forecasting. Okay, on your right, okay, over here, okay, this is a sample of mold forecasting. Okay, excuse me. During last time, before the rapid prototyping be invented, people have a lot of process in order to produce mold and casting. It's a very labor intense and it's very um, high in cost. But using this rapid prototyping, you also can produce it. It's very fast, very cheap in the, but actually it's depend on the material that you need to use. Okay. So what's in the field? What field that being applied? Maybe in Malaysia we are not so exposed to the usage of 3D printing. Maybe what you can see, maybe just a jewelry or just artifacts or even a keychain or even in uh, or else just a model of yourself. If you go last time in the lot 10, they have a 3D scanning and 3D printing service where you can go there, capture yourself, and then they will print out your miniature, okay, fully colored, and you can buy it as a token, and okay, as a token or a gift to your family or whatnot. But out there we have a lot of fields, okay, that being using 3D printing. The first one, aerospace. Okay, like everybody is looking forward to going to the Mars. So what NASA did, or what NASA being discussed, is what if we can bring 3D printers over there, okay, and then start building stuff from over there, instead of we build stuff over here, bring it to using a space shuttle, and then need to reconstruct over there. But if they are bringing 3D printers over there, they straight away you just bring the materials, start constructing there, build over there, and done. Okay, so over here also what you can see, this one is a aerospace that being created by 3D printers. Of course, not using a polymer, but of course, but using aluminium or other kind of different material. Okay, art and design. Okay, to produce a sculpture, and I already list out a lot of links that you can click and watch or read the articles that being shared over here. Okay, the consumer. Over here you can have a saddle for a bicycle. Okay, in the entertainment, Robocop, the Iron Man, the Wakanda suit, okay, the Black Panther suit, all being made by 3D printers. When we talk about Wakanda or Black Panther, the fashion that being wear by the mothers of the hero or the Black Panther also being created by a 3D printer. Okay. Now we are also talking about printing foods. Okay, if you watch series called, what you call it, Open Up, if I'm not mistaken. It's about a future where people can save their memory, okay, their memory to the computer or upload in the cloud. So there's a scene where the father is printing food. Okay, of course, at that time, the machine looks very, very simple and straightforward. Of course, that's one in the movie. But now people already talking, or people already start to do a study on how to print foods. Okay, especially for the elders that cannot chew or cannot take the solid food. So this kind of food, excuse me, might be attractive to them, but help them to digest easy. Okay, of course, in the medical parts, people being studying to create body parts. Okay, or even in during the COVID-19 also, we have a program where we as a ID team also printing parts for hospital, um, to put a connector of a tube to the patient. Okay, In education also, we have 3D printing being part to increase the creativity to have more what you call that, participation from the student, because it's so well, so attractive. In the school, I think, or in Alpha, I think they are talking about 3D pen. Okay, so without using 3D software, also you can produce something using a 3D pen. I think a lot of school start to adopting that, to play around with it, to create a sculpture we're using a 3D pen. Okay, so that's for start. All right. Also, ID and FCM also, we also being active to expose school students to the 3D printing. We have a lot of workshops being conducted throughout the years. Unfortunately, for this year, being stopped for a while due to the COVID. But for the past few years, we being actively conduct, I think, 3 to 4 workshops every year, per year. Okay, teaching students how to use a 3D printers, how to use a 3D software and such. Okay, and then if we talk about the jewelry, of course, if you click the link, there's a talking about how you want to personalize your earring, your bracelet or whatnot, using a 3D printer and using different kind of materials. And you can talk about the transport and then the architecture. Okay, the transport, just clearly see what people have been doing in the train. Okay, in the shuttle. Okay, they have been using 3D parts to 3D printing parts being used in the transportation. And then if we talk about architectural, there's already a house being built by 3D printer. Okay, there's already what we call that, a bridge in Amsterdam being printed, okay, on the site to become to be a structure over there. So there's a lot of industry, there's a lot of field that being adopting 3D printers or this rapid prototyping. So we need to tap into it. So part of it here, we are using it as a prototype. Okay, so first or a mock-up. All right, but out there, people being using in the actual daily life. Okay, next is, so what happened here? Okay, so as you can see there, this is what I mean by ID being adopting 3D printers for years to help students to create a prototype. You can see your seniors model, Bacchus, a very huge. He spent time his whole trimester to build this using our 3D printers. Okay, and during the MCO also, ID, okay, and faculty already being churning out face shield. Okay, this being printed and being donated to the Mercy Malaysia, to the hospital, to the klinik kesihatan in Sri Kemangan and such. Okay, so we are actively being using this 3D printer or rapid prototyping. So it's not just for a prototype, but it's being used in the actually. So there's a lot of things that you might think of, then a lot of things that you might use, or you may get benefit from this kind of technology. So what is your direction? What is your purpose that this kind of technology that may benefits you? Okay, so I think that's it for today. This is the introduction of rapid prototyping or 3D printing. Next, we're gonna talk about the what I call that, the scope of 3D printing, whether it's a desktop or prosumer or industrial level, and then what the technologies or the system that being used for a 3D printer. Okay, so with this, I end this short lecture, this briefing. Okay, I will share this slide. Please look at it. Please click all the links that I provided. Okay, the first one, the first those on the second slide. Read this article, how the 3D printing being changing the world. Okay, and what's next in the 3D printing, whether it can be faster, can be much more cheaper or whatnot. And then those, okay, this link, the talking, the reports and the videos about 3D printing in the fields. Okay, and lastly, this one, oh, okay, how 3D printing being revolutionizing the world. Okay, what is the 3D printing revolution? Watch it, spend time. I hope this can open up your mind. Okay, we'll talk again later on. Thank you so much. I see you guys in the near future. Okay, like I said, I will upload this video, this lecture video and the demo video time by time. Not according to the schedule for these few weeks due to the restriction that I need to attend and conduct another workshop. Okay, thank you so much. Don't forget to watch and read the links that I share with you guys. Thank you.